Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, the 30th anniversary special on Netflix for, well, celebrating 30 years of Power Rangers. And not just like the Power Rangers itself, but the one that started it all, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, for those of you who don't know my knowledge in Power Rangers, well, I do have this on my desk here in case you couldn't see that there. I've also got some of the VHS tapes. I got a lot of the recent Boom Studio comics. I used to have a ton of the action figures, man. Like, you had the normal ones, and then you had the, like, the fancy, like, kind of like steel color, kind of like the movies one. And I grew up with this franchise from Mighty Morphin reruns on Jetix or Fox Kids, from all the way up to, well, SPD when I was in high school, then I came back to it after 2017's Power Rangers. So, fair to say I'm quite familiar with the series. It's got what I wanted as a kid. Average teenagers that transform into superheroes, fight monsters, get in a giant robot, and fight giant monsters. They have robots that combine to a giant robot. What more can a kid ask for? The basic synopsis is basically Rita Repulsa, or rather a particularly robotic Repulsa, makes a big return to attack the Rangers once again. But things are a little bit different, with her specifically not pulling any punches, taking a life out of one Ranger, Trini. And after that, the team's been kind of shaky, particularly with Billy and Zach, and also Trini's daughter, Min. Both Billy and Zach try to figure out how the best way to tell her about her mother's passing, with Zach wanting to keep her out of it because, well, it's not something to really say, especially with all the Power Ranger stuff going on. It's kind of hard to explain. But Billy doesn't want to lie to her, he wants to tell her exactly how it went, to be honest with her. But then she finds out, and well, she obviously doesn't take it very well. A year's passed, but then Rita returns for a big evil diabolical plan. For the story itself, it's relatively fun, simple. Very basic Power Ranger kind of story. Nothing too extravagant, but just enough to go, hey, it's kind of fun. So I want to make just a quick video about the special itself, nothing too long, nothing too crazy. So here are my general thoughts. For someone like me, like, I grew up in a time where you couldn't mention the words like die or death. Back then, they'd had to like be clever with it, like such as, oh, they're destroyed or eliminated or they've disappeared or they're gone, you know, that kind of thing. Because they thought that was a bit too taboo and a bit too much to put on kid shows back then. But from watching Mighty Morphin to all the way to here in contrast, it's such a jarring thing to hear like Power Rangers go talk about death like in a legit like character. Like oh, one of the main like characters died. And it's like, whoa, they used the word died. They're actually talking about this. That's Jesus Christ. I mean, I just want to watch a bunch of teenagers fight monsters. What the hell happened here? I appreciate when a show, even if it's for the arguments, just for kids, doesn't talk down to kids, like they actually treat them like people, you know? Not like give them the dark, gritty edginess, but like just life. Especially in a line of work, such as being a hero. Especially being a Power Ranger, there's gonna be some casualties. Whether it be the actual Rangers or people that they know. You know, it just happens. I mean, have you seen Lost Galaxy? Jesus Christ. Like, one of my favorite series is Lost Galaxy, and Jesus Christ, Lost Galaxy had a few numbers. I like the essential dynamics with Min and Billy and Zach. Like, Zach and Min, they're very much close. Like, he's basically an uncle figure to her, just trying to, like, look out for her and be her guardian, which is, I like, it's fine. Even though I think it would have been better if it was Kimberly, but I understand behind the scenes, Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly, just didn't really want to be in the special. Nothing bad blood or anything, it's just she didn't want to be a part of it, and that's totally understandable. Because Trini and Kimberly were very close, and I feel like that would have been much better, but with given the circumstances, I have no issues. Zach's fine, he's brilliant. Then you get Billy, who, well, feels guilty for what happened to Trini, with the robotic Repulsa being an amalgamation of Rita Repulsa's evil energy and an Alpha that went rogue, combined. Which, I'm gonna be honest, when I seen Alpha going nuts, I was kind of expecting him just to, not exactly in the comics, but like, there's one cover here, where there's one, like, Alpha just, like, annihilates the Rangers. A part of me was thinking, imagine it went like this. I know it couldn't, but just imagining that, I'd be like, whoa, Alpha's gonna kick your ass.
Aye, mother.
Oh, and by the way, hello, Richard Horvitz. We really need to stop meeting like this. People gotta talk. And you have Min, who basically is, well, she's not a carbon copy of Trini, which is, thank God, because a lot of the times when you have these main characters who have kids, the kids end up being like, oh, they're just like their parents, oh, she's just like her mother, oh, she's like her dad. But no, she's not exactly like Trini. She basically wants revenge for her mother, and well, that's completely understandable. She's hot-headed, she can be quite quick to actions and not have a backup plan, so when things go wrong, she's kind of stuck. And that creates a ripple in the dynamics with Zach and Billy, because to them, she's the last remnants of her mother. The effects I was surprised about the most. I'm just comparing because you get the TV show's effects for the morphing sequence, then you got the special, and the quick morphings in the special, I liked. They were just short, sweet, I liked it, very nice. As for the full transformation, I appreciate the attempt, but I feel like the lightning coming out of the morpher should stay in the morpher. I know it's supposed to like bursting and fluctuation of energy and stuff, but I don't know, it just feels kind of off. Like, I feel like it should be stuck in the morphing box itself, not like spread out and maybe died down on the light. I don't know, maybe that's just me. In terms of the CGI for the Zords, this is gonna sound really bad. Standing still, yeah, it looks fine, but when it starts moving, it's like, what's happened here? Like, I'm not saying it's the worst CGI I've ever seen. Oh god, no. Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the first movie? It is a breath of fresh air. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, CGI has went a long way, but just think, we went from this thing to this. Oh, what a contrast indeed. But a part of me does wish that they just kind of use the Zord outfit and just have real people there. Yeah, some people may say, oh, that looks cheap. I don't know, I prefer the real aesthetic of it being in front of the screen and actually just, you know, fighting an actual monster like a guy in a rubber suit. I like that kind of thing, I don't care. Also, this could be a really weird nitpick, but when they're in the morph suits in the first beginning fight, particularly with Kim's suit actress, like, give this person a raise, because I love the attention to detail, because your friend has just been obliterated out of existence, completely gone, and she is on her knees and just in disbelief of her close friend, Kimberly, had just seen her friend Trini just be eviscerated, gone. There's nothing. And my god, that is a little attention to detail that I like. Like, I love it when, like, if the person's not there, but somebody that's portraying them in a stunt double place, or, like, in their suit, like, mimics certain, like, mannerisms, or just gets the right emotions. Like, no, I like that. I just really like that for some reason. That caught my attention. Again, I really like this conflict with Billy and Zach, how they were trying to go about the situation with telling Min about her mother's passing, and just telling her everything in general, because, well, what do you do in that situation? Do you lie to her and say, oh, your mother's gone away somewhere, or did she pass away to a certain unknown cause? Or do you just tell her, listen, your mother and us, we're all basically heroes and we are fighting? And how do you go about telling something like that kind of thing? My only critique, it's the putties, particularly their costumes. Like, they've got this like extra piece above their head, and it looks like a hood almost, and it's like kind of confused me. When in the old show, it was just like really like skin tight, like it was just like the dome of the head. I do like the VFX of when they get defeated, they turn to like rubble. That was kind of cool, but I wish it stayed there for a moment before like turns to dust. I think it just goes away too quickly. That's just me. Also, when I was watching the special, they were talking about like, oh, they made some new power coins, or like temporary ones so everyone can get their own dino power. But then I was thinking about the one line that Zordon said, too much pink energy could be dangerous. And then Kat immediately brings it up. That exact line, I'm like, of all things to remember what Zordon said, that's the one thing I remember. Too much pink energy is dangerous. Oh, I'll never forget that. I'm gonna put that on my tombstone. But overall thoughts on the special, it was fun. It was nice seeing like a high quality version of the Mighty Morphin era, and not just with glitter. But it is fun to see from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back then to the upskilled in quality in terms of VFX, camera work, and just the stunts overall. In contrast, it's such a bizarre thing to see for someone to, like, if you grew up with the series, but in a good way. It's like, whoa, look at what we've accomplished here in the years, man. But it's like, when we see it here, it looks like how we see it back then, if you get me. Like, that's how we seen Power Rangers. Like, we seen it as like when we were kids. It's like, whoa, this looks so awesome, yeah. But then you're older, it's like, oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. So where to go from here? For me personally, I would like to see other seasons get their time to shine. We've had a lot of like callbacks from different shows acknowledging Mighty Morphin, and don't get me wrong, yeah, it's the starting point of Power Rangers. Yes, we all know that. But it wouldn't hurt to, like, I don't know, give their teams a chance to shine. Like, maybe Zeo in Space, Time Force, Lost Galaxy, SPD, Dino Thunder, etc. You know what I mean? Just give the shows that's been out just about the same time or just a year less their time to shine, you know? Because there's other shows that are quite nostalgic. And I can't go without saying that this is obviously a tribute to the actress who played Trini from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Thuy Trang. And when this special was in production, Jason David Frank was available, but I guess he just chose not to be in it. But they did archive certain sounds that they would use during the morphing sequences or when they fight, so they still hear him, and same with Kimberly as well. And we also got this lovely tribute to Thuy Trang and Jason David Frank at the end, with Kimberly's song playing in the background as well. It really hits home. So if you're expecting the same old Power Rangers thing, it's here and it's strong and it keeps on going. But my overall thoughts, I thought the special was fine. If you're a fan of Power Rangers, it'll suit fine. You'll enjoy it for what it's worth. You get some nice action from the team, You get to see some interesting dynamic relationships, such as with Billy and Min, or Zack and Billy, or Zack and Min, all that kind of stuff. It delivers on the monster action, and it delivers what you expect from Power Rangers. So, it's okay. It's fine. So, this has been Drew, those are my views, and I bid you adieu.